Oh, you zoom? It's probably okay, right? I mean, it's working.
Yeah.
Hey guys! Danny here. We have our 5th episode of Babes, Booze, and Blocks. And today my guest babe is Sweta.
Hey y'all.
We have met through Skillshare. She started taking my classes on Skillshare, which if you don't know is like an online place where you can do lots of artsy craftsy things. And I used to teach videos on there and developed quite the following who just randomly would email me. So it's been really fun, and she reached out to me and said that she would be down to come in for an episode and a live stream, and told me that she was actually working on some of her own projects. Before we get to that, it is Babes, Booze, and Blocks. So we have our, today we are drinking sangria, so cheers. Nice to meet you. This orange is enormous.
You as well. Delicious.
So that's what we're doing today. For the project, I have been asked to create some kind of swag bags for, if you guys watched my first episode, there was a girl named Danielle who came in from her little company called Gal Collective. It's like a girl group. And basically, they're going to go on a retreat next weekend, which I'm going on, which I'm really excited for, in Mendocino. And once they go, she's going to have like these like little swag bags for everybody. So we are going to be printing the bags for the little retreat. Great. And she's going to help me. So we've already come up with, I'm going to use some older blocks that I had, and she's going to help me out. So cool. So what we have today, we have 4 colors. We have a couple shades of blue.
We got this lighter, what are we calling this?
Terracotta? Like terracotta rust color. We've got some lighter blues.
And then we've got the
good old rust color. And I'm going to use these blocks that I've had. These are like my personal blocks that I created for, actually it's behind me. You see? These little leaves over there. I did it to design to upholster a chair. So we're just going to kind of be reusing these. There we go. All right. Hey Danielle. Hey Monica. So these girls were both on the live stream already. Oh, so today we are going to be making your bags. So get ready, girl.
All right.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to kind of start out with some, I might actually sit on my knees because this chair's really short. So do you want to talk about the project you were working on?
Yeah, sure. So I have a very long-term ambitious project of making a dress that I block printed, and I went to Jaipur recently and was super inspired by some of the stuff that people were making there, and so I carved my own block, a rubber block based on some stuff that I was seeing online, and I actually sent Danny some of my stuff because I was a little stuck. That we'll go into that problem solving later, but right now I'm trying to block print some fabric to eventually stitch into a dress.
Yeah, she's making her own dress, which we just talked about. I was like, wow, you must sew a lot. And she's like, And I told her how I was being over ambitious with like sewing projects lately too, because I'm like a horrendous sewer. But
we make it work.
You know what? Makers gotta make, baby.
Makers gotta make.
So I'm gonna be doing this really bright, leafy thing.
I think I'm gonna start with the flower.
Yeah.
I like the border.
So you just gotta, you can actually push pretty hard on these guys to get enough ink on there.
So I'm gonna start with this beautiful flower. And I'm going to put it in the corner of the tote bag.
Oh, awesome. Look at that.
I've
never tried this one on a bag. Okay.
That looks so beautiful. I would wear it just like that, to be honest.
I know, let's just leave it. Done.
Check. One down.
So we were talking about her block. You want to hand me your block?
Oh, for sure.
So it's kind of messy right now because we put ink all over it. So this is the block that she had made. It's kind of a traditional pattern, and originally she had printed it and it had come out. No. She sent me a picture of it. Yeah. So show the first part. So she had sent me the trial one picture, and she was kind of doing her own experimenting, printing with this block. But the problem was, I can tell by looking at it, and she sent me a picture of the block and the picture of the fabric, and I could tell by looking at it that she's like, oh, my block sucks, I carved it terrible, but then it turned out that, like, after looking at it, her block is totally fine. It's actually just the amount of ink, and I could tell she just, like, went way overboard, and that's kind of one of the biggest problems when it comes to block printing. So I just showed her how to roll out the ink, so there was just enough.
This is the beginning of mine.
Yay.
Just want to show it off.
So anyways, her block is totally fine, and we did a couple of other tests with different colors, and yeah, it's been great so far. So she's gonna go home and she's gonna fix it all up.
Yeah. It's wild that it was mostly, just that I'd rolled too much paint on.
Yeah, like you
especially
can totally,
because there's all these little details.
Yeah, you can totally ruin swap sides.
Yeah,
like this one.
Good.
Sure. This table is enormous, yet we're still running out of space.
Yeah.
We got a lot going on today.
We do.
Yeah.
It was fun to even think of the colors we wanted to use.
Yeah, we were trying to think of, so I used this, I made this design to be like, I should get it, but I'm too lazy. It's I upholstered a chair in it, and I had like some sponge details on the back. And what do I do with this one? So I'm gonna be doing this guy. And I did in like purples and grays and blacks, so it's kind of dull. So I wanted something more peppy for this like Mendocino trip. So I was thinking that like some oranges and blues and like rusty colors would be good. So we're just gonna do some like monochromatic stuff in 2 different colors. So far, we're just doing some colors.
We're also talking a lot about overlapping, which I'm
Look,
interesting to see how this goes.
Well, that's good you're doing it. I already avoided it. I should have done it. I didn't do it. I choked. I totally choked.
Interesting.
Yeah, so sometimes it works better if you do, it doesn't even matter because it's more of an outline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 2 solid ones on top?
Yeah,
of each other?
No, it looks fine. You could even do more like leaves coming down. Like this way.
Yeah, I guess I didn't roll enough on here.
No, it's okay.
But I like the pieces.
Yeah, I think it's more of a pressure thing at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna do. This is hard because the cameras are not quite in the right spot. Alright, so I'm gonna do this rose right here. Cool. So have you done any other crafting projects lately?
Well, a friend and I have been thinking about, which is part of the process, right?
Oh yeah. I think about things for a very long time.
Doing laser printing project together.
Oh right.
And I'm curious. I haven't done any of that on wood.
Okay.
I actually saw. So there's this, I think, beautiful this. I'm really loving poppies right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so to laser cut some poppies to some wood, maybe wood that is shaped like California or something.
Okay.
I've now been here for a year and a half and feeling like some homage to California. Would be fun.
A giant tattoo across your back, perhaps?
Yeah,
something like that. Something totally appropriate.
Yeah. What about you? What else are you working on?
Right now, if you guys have been following me on Instagram, I've been working. Hello. I have been working on a big drapery project for some designer friends of mine. One who appears to be watching. I don't know who that person is. Do you know who that person is? They want to be in our video. I don't know what that means.
I don't know who that person is.
I don't. Okay, hi. I don't know what that means, but we're just gonna print and hi.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. Yeah. So I'm doing this big drapery project. So I have to do 4 panels, and I finished one yesterday. It took me 3.5 hours, but this is so pretty. I'm really happy I decided to use these blocks.
Yeah, I love it.
Now it's just a matter of not going overboard. Because that happens.
I am guilty of that.
I might try this one in a lighter color also. My feet are going numb.
Oh. Need a little booster seat.
I know. Well, I've tried to sit in this chair before. The problem is that stool is really high.
Yeah. It makes it look even more uneven.
Yeah. I've tried to sit in this chair before, but and would put like pillows on it, but that just like that didn't work.
No.
That didn't work. Oh no, I don't. I'm afraid to overlap. I'm totally.
Do it.
Okay, I'm just gonna. All right.
I do. I'm just going for it.
Do it.
Because I love how it looks on your stuff. What we were talking about is that sometimes something that you've put on top still seems to look like it's underneath.
It's so weird. So if you're doing layers,
Wow.
more or less, am I going overboard? I think I need a couple more leaves.
Yeah. Oh, I love the 2 flowers.
I think I'll do a few leaves here, and call it. And we have to make 8 of them, so
Okay.
that'll be that.
I was thinking that's the corner and then a little one over here. What do you think?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Do you want to switch seats?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna have to rearrange a little bit. All right, so I want to get the little leaf, and I'll
All
do
yours.
this darker color.
So I just put this big guy. I'll show you all my bag as well.
You can
Is
put
that
it
okay?
yeah, that's fine.
So I went for a little corner spot, and we did do some overlapping that you can see. And I'm gonna balance it on the other corner, and I'm gonna move on.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it.
Okay.
I'm glad we used the big blocks.
Oh man.
It's okay, just put it off the edge.
Put it off the edge.
Yeah, like print it off the edge.
Oh.
So that way it doesn't,
Wow.
you can't
so
see it.
smart.
She read something. Hi, I'm from Texas. I recently started to follow you and I am delighted with your work.
That's very nice.
I hope to learn a lot. Oh, thank you. Let me know if you have any questions. That's what I'm here for. Helping all the people with all the arts. And yeah, make sure you're on my email list because I'm putting out a lot of fun stuff there coming up. Lots of new tips and ideas and all the things. All right, I'm gonna go in. Oh, I don't know.
We believe in you. I do.
See, sometimes I even need help. Sometimes I even need help.
I think that's comforting to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because your stuff's always beautiful.
For sure. Oh, thank you. I think, yeah, I mean, you know, doing what I do is great. It's just, I'm alone a lot in here. And so sometimes I even need someone to be like, hey, that looks okay, you know? Instead of being like, looking at something and being like, ugh, I hate this. This looks horrendous. So,
yeah. What does that process look like for you? Are there like people that you're like connected to? Like there's a community or something? You usually like use yourself one day later as a.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I just sleep on things. To be honest, I'll start like. I don't know, I'll work on a project and I'll be like, I don't know. And then, you know, so for like the drapery project, I know it's good or if it's bad because I send it to the designers and it's like, nice. You know? So, of course, they're so easy to please. So I send them like 4 designs and she's like, I can't decide, I love them all. And I'm like, well, that doesn't help me at all. Which I love them and that's such a great feeling to like know that they said that and they love my work, but creatively, that doesn't really help me. So I just picked my favorite one and just called it. So
yeah. Finding that healthy tension is difficult and hard.
Yes.
And useful. I was gonna use the little one too.
Okay, almost.
No worries. I'm gonna do that.
I might have overlapped.
Ooh, let's see the overlap.
See, it hurts me. It hurts me to overlap.
I like it.
Okay, so sometimes here's a thing that happens. So I overlapped it in the corner. So sometimes on the creases where the seams are, it'll create like a little line. And it's kind of hard to prevent. You just have to push really hard. And if there is an issue, I'll put my hand in the, my hand's already covered in crap, but you can put your like finger in. Like some people will maybe like try and use a brush, but it's going to come out way too thick. So if you just use your finger, you can kind of like
put
it in the little crease area where it's too light, and it'll kind of break up that little line, so it's not so obvious. I mean, it's still there, but it's not as bad. I know. Tricks
of the trade. Tricks of the trade.
Yeah. So now I have more ink on me. Okay. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna call that one
Nice.
for now. We'll move on to the next one.
So what else are you all going to be doing at this retreat?
Oh my god, I'm so excited about this retreat.
Tell us more.
I don't really actually know that much.
You know, I've never even been to Mendocino.
I've never been to Mendocino either.
Exciting.
Okay, so I'm really, really excited to go to Mendocino specifically because, okay, so in my family, there's definitely like a creative streak in my family. But I'm the only like artist, like making art, selling things, doing art things. There's mostly musicians. So my sister's a professional musician. My mom and dad are musical, and my brother as well. So anyways, my grandma was the only other like artsy people or artsy person, and she used to do copper enameling, and she used to sell at like fairs in like Pasadena and stuff. So she was the one that always, when I was little, was putting me in art classes, which was really cool. And I don't know what her thoughts were on that. Maybe because I was just always making stuff, and she must have seen something, because she didn't do that with my brothers and sisters. So that was like our little special bond. And she used to always go up to Mendocino and always talk about it. And it was like this magical place that because I was in LA, I didn't know anything about San Francisco or NorCal, or I just knew about Santa Cruz because my aunt and uncle are there. So
that'll be really full circle.
Yeah, it feels very full circle. I'm really excited to go, especially with this group of girls. They're awesome. And all I know is that there's going to be in like a shibori dyeing workshop, which I'm really excited about, which I have never done.
I don't know what that is.
So when they do the like indigo dyeing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty.
I'm feeling a little stuck. I don't know.
Mate, why don't you put another one of these like here, like going off or something?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to cover this one up, but maybe it is what it is
you
now.
You can even do another one like right there.
Yeah.
Or in a lighter color.
Oh, okay.
It's not that big a deal. Which one do you need?
Well, maybe I'll do this one in light blue.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Or we'll just cover up the whole flower at that point. Overlapping
you can just do it right off the edge.
Oh, okay.
Right off the edge.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You don't have to put the whole thing on there.
That's a great idea.
So there's going to be a shibori dyeing thing. They're going to do like a dinner that's going to be in a garden or something, I heard. I don't know. And then we're going to stay in these cute little hut. It's not a hut. We're going to stay in these cute little cabins.
Like a yurt?
Huh? No, it's like a cute little cabin. I'm very excited about it. And and we're gonna I think something about a winery and some hiking, and I'm just really excited to get some like lady time.
Ugh, yes.
And just like be out of the city for a bit. So I'm stoked.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. I know, that is the great thing about San Francisco. You don't have to go too far.
Yeah, there really are so many places you can just like be somewhere else in like less than an hour even.
How far is Mendocino?
I know it's pretty far. I think it's maybe 3, and I may be guessing that. But I remember looking it up and being like, well, that's hell far. That's hell far.
Well, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Okay, so wouldn't it be insane if I did like a blue rose?
Do it.
Do it.
We're getting funky today.
Okay, I'll put these two together. So here's my next one. Looks kind of like my other one. I started with that same.
I love the blue.
Yeah, the blue. It's a great blue. So we just kind of mix all custom colors. I had this rust color sitting around from another project I was working on like a year ago. And then we added a little white to that to get the lighter color. And then we did like a blue, black. So this color is blue, black, and turquoise. The black just mutes it a little bit, so it's not so vibrant. And then this one was started out white, turquoise, with a little bit of blue.
Yep.
Okay. All right, now what do I do with this one?
Yeah, would you say one of the things to remember is a little black goes a long way? I was noticing that.
Oh, a little ink?
A little black ink. Well, just
Black in particular? Yeah, for sure. The black goes a long way. So if you put in like a whole scoop of black, the whole color is just going to completely change.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Unless you do want to do that. Which in that case you should do it. You have an upside down one.
Ooh.
Need some more leaves in this. Too many roses. I think the next one I'm going to start from the center and go out.
Ooh.
Like I'll start with a big fat rose in the middle.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do more like even the whole thing this time. Ooh, see? This is the thing.
No, it's okay. I mean, I think that's super cute. Hold it up.
Hold it up. All right. We got the first one from Amateur Hour over here.
Amateur Hour. Here, I'll put it over here.
Thank you.
Swap it out. We're going to have a floor full of bags in a minute.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Do you like how I put all my projects together? So I have like my live stream with the bags that I have to make and put it all together.
Efficiency, baby.
Yeah, I'm just putting everything together.
It's always so fun to see behind the magic, I think.
What do you see in the back of you that I did? What materials do you recommend for this technique? So the stuff that I have behind me is the same stuff that we're doing now. I printed onto linen. She's talking about these fabric things, I think. So I just printed actually the same blocks we're using now with the same ink. It's water-based screen printing ink. And we're using the same tools. And yeah, I just had slightly different colors and did some like layering techniques. And if you guys want a list of the tools that I work with, you can get it on my my website, recoverie.com, and also I'll post it in the description in a little while.
It does feel good. I think that one of the things I've learned in working with you this morning, you can't overthink it. Like you just gotta, you do it, and like,
and I kind of want to stand up.
Feel like, yeah,
that's part of the problem.
Ooh.
I always stand up when I print, actually.
Yeah, get that leverage. Okay,
that's pretty cool. Fun. So I'm starting to run out of blue, so I'm gonna probably remix that real quick. So
the dark blue.
I'm gonna start with the blue.
Here, I'm gonna put this back here so you can use this.
And then add a little. Blue is so weird and lumpy.
Yeah.
It's okay. It still works. Oh, it's fine. Just like I said with the black, we're just gonna do a teeny bit of black. Can you see what I'm doing? Kind of, maybe.
Oh, you can definitely see on this. You can.
There we go. We're good. We're good. Okay. So most important thing is not to have too much ink. So I'm just putting a couple of blobs. Oh, you're welcome. And spread all this out. Ooh.
I love watching you mix these colors. It's fun. Oh.
That's what it's there for. Okay, cool. So we got some blue, green, black. Yay.
Thank you.
Paint everywhere. This is a messy one. We got a lot of colors going on. I don't like this one yet. I have to fix it. I think I'll do more leaves up in the corner.
Yeah. This one I'm gonna try to do like leaves in the back sort of thing, flowers in the front. But as we know, who knows?
Who knows? Okay, this one's coming out.
Ooh, oh, that's cool.
So I had it rolled with the light blue on top, and then I put it directly into the dark blue. So now it's got this like super funky texture, which I'm kind of into.
Do you know much about how the jadeboard blocks are? Or like the wooden blocks?
The wood blocks?
Is it a very different process?
So, like the Indian block prints, they are made from wood, and I think they use like a chisel and like a hammer, and it's a lot more labor intensive than the silly things that I do. So I definitely I always say I'm gonna go try and learn it or try it one time, but I don't know where to start, and I haven't put in the brain power to damn it, I feel like it's gonna screw this up. I haven't put in the brain power to figure out how to do that yet, but one day.
Yeah, that was my original. I actually went to Jaipur. It was kind of sad because me and my brother sat in this little store and put together all these blocks that we wanted. And somebody at some point stole them from my backpack.
Oh, no.
So that was a bummer. But that did inspire me to make my own. So
well, that's good.
There's a silver lining there.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's so fun to see all those print shops over there. A lot of fabric.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've had other people come in and talk about kind of what they did over there, and oh, you should go to this city and you should see all the prints and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, they have this cool thing called bandi, if you've seen that, where they sort of tie up the fabric and then dye it, and so the print is what wasn't dyed. It's
right, so kind of like tie-dye kind of stuff.
But it's usually spots.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Alright, what do I do with this? Oh, I really don't like this one. See, it's hard once you start and you're
I know.
You don't like it. It's okay. It's not bad. I'm just trying to think.
Do you think layering something on top of that could be cool?
I don't know. Well, see, here's the problem. I think I'm just going to stay in this area because that would be too much. I'm going to put this one here, I think. I'm going to put it right in the middle.
I like it.
We'll see. I don't know. Go with it. So good. So good.
No, I really do kind of
just
love
leave it.
this one. And then I was thinking maybe a beginning.
Making such a mess. This is really nice and relaxing after working on that drapery project yesterday. I'm just super tense. I'm just super tense the entire time.
Because that was very structured.
Yeah, because you have to make sure everything is lined up and everything is, accurate. Because if you're across the room in this house and you're looking at the curtains and the curtains are, the lines of the designs are crooked, it's going to be very obvious. And it's hard for me to see that when I have it laying on my desk and I'm not that far above it. So that's why I usually print standing up, or if it's a huge project, I'll literally go move all the furniture in my living room and just lay it out on the ground so I can be above it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
How do you feel about this on this big one? Or will that?
I think if we do that, it's gonna start turning gross brown.
Yeah.
And if we weren't on a live stream, I would say totally. But I think the whole washing thing is gonna be a pain in the butt. Just because the color change is so drastic.
Yeah, I think we have a good system with the blues and the reds.
Yeah, I mean, because these colors, it's fine to go back and forth with the roses and stuff, because there's a light orange and then there's a dark orange and then there's light blue and there's a dark blue. So the change isn't that huge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Brown is a scary one.
Yeah, brown can be horrendous. And it would be more like a mud.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this one's okay. I think I saved it. Is this okay?
Oh, I love it.
Am I done? I'm done.
I like it. And I think you are done.
I'm done. But wait. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Awesome. Cool. So do you have any other trips planned this summer?
I'm almost officially between jobs, and I have 2 weeks, and I was just thinking about what am I going to do with this time. I've been dreaming of going on a yoga retreat for a long time, or for some time.
Okay.
So that might be, it's going to be one of these spontaneous trips. Do you like traveling alone?
I love traveling alone, in fact.
Yeah, me too. Well, I took the first trip I took alone was to Thailand, and that was really scary. And I was a little bit younger, but it ended up being so fun.
Okay.
And so I might do something like that. Kind of just see where it's cheap to travel and go for it.
I know. I mean, I heard. I've heard Thailand's super cheap.
Thailand's super cheap, and it's like
Beautiful.
easy to get around once you're there, because like the backpacking routes are so well oiled.
Got it.
But I don't know. I've got Bali on mind. I mean, there's like a million places.
That's cool. I was just talking to a friend about that.
Really?
I text him and he's like, "I'm in Bali," and I'm like, "I hate you."
I know there's a piece of it that's like it's a little trite, but I'm very curious about it. I had friends who went and
Totally.
told them it was great.
That sounds awesome.
And I probably will go to New York as well to see my family.
Cool.
Yeah. To get some summer in, like sweaty summer, not Bay Area.
Samesies. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, August. That's enough of that.
I did not learn that until this year.
August.
And I see it everywhere now.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Definitely a thing. Okay, not overlapping yet.
I love that this block, and you can have, there's like an outline. That's really cool.
You know what's funny about that block is, so I made it, so I drew it. You see those roses?
Mm-hmm.
Roses are like one of the hardest things
Yeah.
ever to draw. I remember learning how to draw roses in school, like high school, I think. And I remember being like, this is hard, man. So I drew one and I really liked it. So I decided to turn it into a block. And then I drew like a little bud with it. And I had originally, that block was like more solid. It was more like
the petals.
It was more like this. It was more solid.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at it and I was like, God, I really don't like it. I want it to be more delicate. But if I butcher this thing, I'm going to be so pissed.
Totally.
But I still went for it and I carved it out like that. And I was like, oh, this is so much better.
I'm gonna show it to y'all. Because it prints so that there's an outline, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, so
It's like a line drawing.
Yeah, exactly. More like a line drawing. So I really liked how it came out, and I'm happy I went for it, I guess. Okay, so we're running out of ink a little bit on here. Okay, so I think that we will kind of finish these up on our own. But how are you doing over there?
Yeah, I was gonna
like
show
going
y'all.
for it.
Yeah, I did borders for the first one, and this one
Cute.
I went in for kind of an overlapping pattern, and I think I'll just do something simple on the corners.
Yeah, super cute.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, looks great. Okay, cool. So, did we show your block and your thing already?
Yeah, we did show my block. Well, actually, you know what?
We didn't show the second part.
Exactly.
We're gonna show the second part, and then we'll.
So
sign
yeah,
off. So this was her original block.
let's do a little recap.
We're gonna do a little recap. So this was what she did at home, and this is what she was showing me that she was working on, and I was like, oh, okay, I know what the problem is. Bring it in with you. It's just an ink thing. Her block is actually okay, even though it looks kind of messy right now. It's because it's covered in ink. So then we redid it, and her block is actually, like, her design is actually fine. So we tried it in, and she was trying to experiment with, like, doing different colors and things. So we just did it in one color and went back with another color. So she's gonna go home and play with it more, but now she knows that it's just
Super
like,
excited.
you don't want to have too much ink that can ruin everything.
Yeah, I like the good tip you gave me is that it should look almost spread too thin. Would you say like an orange?
Like an orange peel.
Like an orange peel.
Like an orange peel along the roller. Okay, cool. So we're gonna finish up these bags. Just a few more to go. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions about any printing stuff. You can shoot it over to me in the comments. And thank you so much for coming in. This was so fun.
Me.
So let's
get a little cheers. Yeah.
We're gonna go back to our Bay Area fog.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody have a great day. So.